get to it.
Come on, give me what you got.
Purchase beats with no.
So, what's your name?
You want my real name? Or the name I tell these or the name I tell these hoes?
Whatever name you want to get a camera.
Camera. My name is Arie. But I tell my bitches my name is L.
Arie of the what?
Arie of the Arie Unleashed podcast in Chicago, baby.
Where can they find you and follow you at?
Everywhere. Shit. LJELLEJ614 on Twitter. ELLE614 on IG. Or y'all can visit my brand new website, ArieUnleashed.com.
Alright.
So, Arie, what we talking about today? You tell us.
We can talk about whatever.
Let's start off. How did you even start your podcast?
Okay, so I used to have a blog talk radio show back in like 2009 or some shit. At that time, that was like the podcast before the podcast. So it was kind of like radio based. So you had a switchboard and everything. People could call in. You had the phone number. You could upload music. You had a chat room, all types of shit.
Right.
So I used to record shows on, was it Wednesdays? It was either Tuesdays or Wednesdays at 11 p.m. I would do a live show for like 2 hours. And it would be so fucking lit. I used to have so much fucking fun with that. But that's where it started. And then I stopped because internet was fucking trash. Like, no, straight up. Like, y'all remember those fucking Sprint internet card joints that you had to plug into? Like, at my grandma's house, it was like a fucking bomb shelter. You couldn't get no reception in there. So I didn't have no internet. Didn't have nothing. So I had to stop it because I was trying to record from there. And then I just stopped. And then I started up back in like April. A friend was like, yo, you should do a podcast with me. And I was like, okay, I'll do a podcast with you. Was co-hosted.
I explain that because that was my next question. Well, I know you was a part of another podcast before.
Man, look. Okay, so I had a podcast with a guy or whatever. He was my co-host. He was my friend at that time. I ain't talked to that nigga since. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, he wasn't respectful of my time. I'm driving 35, 40 minutes to get to this studio with a 3-year-old. Like, I'm taking my baby with me to record. This nigga showing up 2-3 hours late. So, like, this one time, we had, like, a studio, like, we had a time frame at ESPN Studio downtown.
That's lit.
You would think that, wouldn't you, my niggas? You would think, yo, we're in ESPN Studio. Let me be on time. Fuck that. That nigga showed up 25 minutes late.
Dang.
And because it's after hours, we had to like wait outside on him to get taken upstairs. So we standing out in the cold. We're in Chicago. We standing out in the cold and I'm like, what the fuck? Of course, I'm the first one there. Waiting on every fucking body. No, I didn't have my baby that time because it was like a random ass Thursday night. But I'm out here looking homeless with a white Michael Kors coat on, standing in front of Chick-fil-A. Fucking downtown, like, it's cold. Where you niggas at? You feel me? You know, I'm trying to bundle up. Man, look. This nigga showed up 25 minutes late. By the time we get upstairs, set up, we had 18 minutes of recorded time. I was livid. I done spent money to Uber down here, money to Uber back for 18 minutes of recording time. Nah, so I'm like, yo, we gonna have to figure something out.
So
because
how is he doing now? Is this podcast still any good?
Is that a real question?
I guess not.
I told that nigga I was done. Okay. Everything dismantled. Okay. From that point up until like January, the whole station, the whole umbrella crumbled. Like, they didn't record anything since.
Killed.
Okay. So what gave you the push to like explain the story of how you became Arie Unleashed?
Arie Unleashed was the name of my Blog Talk radio show.
Okay, and then you just transitioned into the podcast.
So what happened is that one of my boys, Sherrod, shout out Sherrod, he's on Mild Sauce podcast. So that's another Chicago-based podcast here. I think they like #1 podcast in the city.
That's lit.
Right. So Mild Sauce podcast, they was like, yo, I want you to be a guest. So I was a guest on their show. Then I had set eyes on their producer. Hey, Jazz. I was like, I like the way you do things, girl. So like I recorded with them, and then at like 1 in the morning or something like that, like right after the show, I got home 1 in the morning. I was like, I hit her up like, would you mind producing my podcast? Because I was, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this on my own. But I'm going to give myself time to set up a studio at home. We'll do a projection date of like April. So I was like, you know what? The spirit is moving. I can feel it in my shundo. I can feel it in my shundo. I was like, let me hit up. I was like, Jazz, would you mind producing, my show, Arie Unleashed? And she was like, hell yeah. I love you, everything. Let's do it. Let's film a pilot. Let's record a pilot. I was like, okay, cool. So we set a date and we set a time. Recorded it. First episode. If any of y'all had listened to Arie Unleashed, my pilot show was the one about the homeless nigga.
I remember.
That was my pilot.
I remember.
Like that was my very first show.
You gotta at least just briefly break down that story to people, because that's what made me. That's what convinced me. And I just was like, first of all, to me, coming from like a show where it started out as six guys, right? And just to see you to be able to carry a show on your own and captivate people the way you do, because that story was hilarious. Can you please explain to the people at least the basis of the story?
For the past month and a half, all my old hoes, yes, I'm talking about y'all. If you listening, it's a good chance I'm talking about you. All my old hoes are just popping up out of nowhere. And it's story time, because one of them old hoes is homeless. Now, I understand. Let me get comfortable for this, because this gonna get good. Let's judge, okay? Okay, y'all. So I was dating this guy or whatever. I just want to throw it out there because I don't remember if I said it on the show or not. But when I first started dating him, he was not homeless. I just want to say that. Okay, so like when I first started dating him, he was not homeless. He had this apartment at this like expensive ass fucking apartment complex in Hyde Park, right? And like we went on like a date or two. He had lost his job. He had to move out his apartment. And then when he moved out, opposed to him like going to he stayed with his friends. I was like, okay, cool. So like he had made me a promise about something. I forgot what it was. And like the way I am is like, if you promise me something, or if you say that you're going to do something, if you don't do it, then I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to be with me. I can't trust your word at this point. So a couple months passed or whatever. I had stopped talking to him. And he hit me up like, I want to take you out on a date. I was like, oh, okay. Now, let's keep in mind that before I stopped talking to him, he had got a job. So I'm thinking that he's working. So he's like, I want to take you out on a date. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I was like, well, what's going on with your job? He was like, oh, well, I stopped working. I had to quit because I wasn't able to get to work. So I'm like, this shit doesn't make sense to me. Like, you quit because you wasn't able to make it to work, but you're asking to take me out. He's like, yeah, well, maybe we can go to a bar downtown. Bitch, we live in Chicago. A drink at a downtown Chicago bar is between $11 and like $15, for a mixed drink. And that's just standard. So I'm like, I don't think that's smart. And I was like, well, where are you staying? He was like, well, I've been staying in the gym. So you've been living in the gym. You had a job. You quit your job because you wasn't able to get to work. But you got money to take me out on a date to a bar downtown. This doesn't make sense to me. This is red flags. I got a child. We can't be together. I'm sorry. I don't want to go on a date with you. So I basically tell him, like, I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. And he was like, well, I know how to, you know, manage my money and save my money. Obviously you don't, bitch. Because if you knew how to manage and save your money, bitch, then you would have been using that 14, because I'm not going to get one drink. Okay, I got my own fucking money, bitch. So if you can't pay for it, I can. Fuck is you top at? And I don't need no tax return to do it. Okay? So I'm not going to get just one drink. So I'm going to get, if I want 5 fucking drinks, I can get 5 fucking drinks and tip the bartender $30 if I want to. Yes, give me water. We can do a water break. Give me your Essentia, you fancy
You have a
nigga.
water break.
I do have a water break every time. Except for when niggas piss me off. This raggedy ass nigga, I'm just thinking about it like, you dusty bitch.
Oh man. So on Arie Unleashed, what's the main topic? Like, what's the main, like, what do people tune in for?
They tune in to see what I'm going to say. Mainly because they don't know what I'm going to say. They don't know. I don't give any clues. Like, ahead of time, before I record, I don't give any clues about what my next topic is going to be. I don't say shit. Like, legit. I don't say a fucking word. Like, niggas don't know when I record or nothing. And it's mainly because I'll stay up 2 in the morning. And I'll sit there and be like, you niggas done really pissed me off this week. This is of my spirit.
So that's
Let me talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, like my shit that I be talking about, like my story times are real. Everything I talk about is real.
And please let the people know who's gonna listen that you're really like this in real life.
I am.
It's not a facade.
Like, people really do think like this is some bullshit. Like, she's a character. No, nigga, I'm not. Like, this is really how I am. And like, the thing about it is that people are so used to people being fake with them that they don't know when they come across a real motherfucker.
And some of them are fake themselves.
Exactly. So it's like they don't know when they come across a real motherfucker. And I tell you straight in the door, I am exactly who I told you I was.
That's a fact.
Like,
That's a fact.
for real.
I have not
It's
seen
just what it
shit.
is. It's like, I am exactly who I told you that I am. Because I don't feel like I owe you enough credit to even feel like I need to lie to you. Who the fuck are you? You're not gonna whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'll lie to my mama first.
Guys, you probably would not be whooping her ass. Her stature is not the average stature.
It ain't what you thought it was.
Yeah, so.
I'm a whole 6 footer weighing in at 212 pounds. Says the scale approximately 2.5 hours ago, bitch. I am not a small bitch at all. Don't get it twisted. I will fucking fight you. And I'm looking directly in the camera to let you know I am serious. I will fight you. And I don't have no problem doing it. I mean, but I won't because, you know, domestic violence and, you know.
And
I don't want to go to jail.
Before we started recording, you met your manager. Can you kind of explain or touch on how you met him and how you built that relationship?
So, check it out. So, Justin is my manager. Justin Morgan, J Morgan Entertainment. And where did we meet, Justin? Fucking Facebook. Yeah, I think so. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Like, I just don't know how. And like, you remember you would try to get me to come out to the parties and to the screenings.
Yeah.
But I had a small baby. So, you know, being a mom and shit. I'm a mama, y'all. Who knew? But, you know, having a small kid, I was like focused on taking care of my baby.
Of course.
So I didn't go any fucking where. Like, I would only go places for like special occasions. But, you know, we would talk back and forth. You know, we became real close. You know, it's all my dirty little secrets. You know, shit like that. And he's in the entertainment business. So I was like, Justin, help me, I'm poor.
And he's a good dude, man. Like,
Yeah. Justin, help me, I'm poor. Be my
we've known
manager.
Justin all of 37 minutes, and he
He's
has been a
fucking
stand-up
amazing.
guy, bro. He has
Yeah,
been a
like,
stand-up guy.
Justin's been there, you know? So,
Good dude.
he's my number one. Like, if Justin ever asked me, like, yo, Arie, I need you to bake me a 5-course meal. I'll be like, I got you. Just let me find somebody with a link card.
So, all right. So if I was to walk up to you, right, and I was to ask, and you would say, "Hey, listen to my podcast," and I'm like, "Well, all right. Well, why should I listen to your podcast?" What would you say to me?
I would be like, you got ears. Do you like to laugh, nigga?
Is it hard juggling podcasts and mommy? It is not. Okay.
No, because like she's already become familiar with going to the studio. Because I was taking her to the studio with me before.
Okay.
So she'd be like, Mommy, can you please bring me some candy from the studio when you go? You know, and it's like, because right now I have a setup where I can do it from my house and just send the file. I can record when I want.
Okay.
So she sleep.
Okay.
You know.
I don't know what episode that was, but was that her snoring in the background?
No.
That episode? Okay. All right. We'll move on.
It was my now ex-boyfriend. Fellas, I'm single.
You heard it first, fellas. She out here in these streets.
Did you catch it there? Fellas, I'm doing it one more time. I'm gonna do it real slow. This is like 3 feet of leg, by the way.
So, of course, you're going to get the attention from the fellas because, you know, you're tall and you're attractive. How is the reception in the city from the ladies?
Ladies love you more than the fellas do.
That's a fact. I seen it.
Absolutely.
I seen it personally.
I get approached more by women than men. Men automatically assume that I'm in a relationship, that I'm married, or that I got 50,000 hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Which is true.
Exactly. Except for the married part.
Except for the married part.
Married to the game.
Married to the game.
Exactly.
Married to getting this cuddle money, bitch.
And from what I've seen, you're according to the synopsis of an average guy, right? That don't know you, and they see like your page, they listen to your podcast. You would be intimidating to the average
Very.
guy. Yeah, and then if they see you in person, you would definitely be intimidating.
Very.
To the average guy.
Men are very intimidating.
Which I
by
find
me.
hilarious.
Like because this is the thing about pretty girls. It's like, okay, so pretty girls either have to have no personality and be extremely boring, or pretty girls are extremely hoey to people. You know, and it's like, for me, I'm the pretty friend. Because I'm so cool. It's like, I'm pretty sometimes. You know, probably about 1 to 3 times a month. You feel me? Because I'm always at the gym. You probably still got my fupa. But anyway, so, you know, it's like pretty girls. I'm cool with it. So, like, for instance, my guy friends, they take pictures with me, and I'm talking about these niggas that I've known for 15 years, 10 years, like, my niggas the long way. And they always get a text. If they post me on their Instagram, they always get a text like, who is that? Bitch, don't worry about who the fuck I am. Just know I'm this nigga friend. And they only do that because I'm pretty. But it's like, if you try to get to know me, you'll see why I'm his friend. You know, it's like, it's never anything sexual or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm the pretty girl that's cool.
So how hard is it for you to have, like, how many times, I would say, let's break it down to, like, how many times a year when you have these male friends and one of them try their hand?
None of them. They don't.
None of them ever.
No. And the reason why my male friends don't try their hand is because they know I'm gonna keep it real with the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, my male friends don't want to mess up that friend relationship because I'm probably the only real bitch on their team that's gonna keep it 100 with them. You know, like, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell them exactly what it is. I will call them on their shit, and they respect that. So because they respect that, they would rather me remain a friend over doing some fuck shit that I know that they might be doing and mess it completely up.
Okay. All right. Is
You
there anything
forever friend zone.
would you like to add anything else before we close it out?
Listen to my podcast, guys.
Every what?
Every Wednesday. I can't really tell you a time because I like to record randomly. So whenever my producer gets my audio and edits that shit, when she does, she'll put it out.
Okay. Can you plug yourself one more time, Arie?
My podcast name is Arie, A-R-I-E, Unleashed. If y'all know how to spell Unleashed, y'all might have to Google that shit. But it's U-N-L-E-A-S-H-E-D. Y'all can find me across all podcasts. So SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play, fucking, what's that shit called? Spotify. But I do have a website. So it is arieunleashed.com. That'll take you directly over to my SoundCloud. And I did that shit myself.
It's nice. I saw it. It's nice. You sent it to me. It's nice.
I did my thing with that shit at like 4 in the morning.
And before we go, do you have any future plans for Arie Unleashed that you would like the people to know?
No, I'm out y'all black ass business. I'm not telling y'all nothing.
On behalf of VSOP and Solid and Original, man, we would really like to tell you we really appreciate you giving us your time, coming out to see us, coming out to
even charge y'all.
Facts.
I didn't even charge y'all for my cuddle
we really
time.
appreciate that, y'all.
Justin, that nigga, man.
He is. I love Justin. Justin makes me happy.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all stay solid. Y'all be out.
Bye, y'all.